Ladies and gentlemen, Ford here from Ford's Tool Reviews. Tonight we're going to be tackling a different kind of topic. We're going to be tackling a topic of tradesmen work trucks and why your brand preference does not matter in the workforce. I'm going to lay down some hard truths for you guys, you Ford haters, you Chevy haters, you Dodge haters. Some of y'all need to grow up, because, I've got a couple of stories here. This is going to be a non-tool review video, but it is going to be some hard truth that I'm going to lay out for you. So about a couple months ago, I was in school. I was working, also, and I went out with a crew. And we were in the Super Duty trucks that FMC makes, Ford Motor Company. Now, again, I'm not correlating with FMC at all. In fact, we're not even related at all. My channel is Tools, and soon I'm going to do another kind of channel. Don't know what it's going to be or when it's going to be. But we had three guys. We had two guys who were in a Ford F-350, two guys who were in a Chevy Silverado HD, and we had two guys, actually these were all crew cabs. And somehow or another, the Ford Super Duty was the only one to make it through, and I'm not trying to say this is a brand preference, I'm just telling what happened. So the Chevy Silverado guys, they hated Ford, they didn't want anything to do with it. They went out to their boss and they asked them, hey, we want to take out the GM Chevy Silverado. And that's what they did. They took it out and followed these guys to the job site. And then they had another guy that was a hardcore Dodge Ram fan, and he went out, and ultimately all three of them went out. And two of the trucks had failures. The Chevys had failures, and it had a bad failure. It wasn't a mechanical failure, it was an electrical failure. So they thought, well, that's no big deal. Now, bear in mind, this was in the summertime. And I was out there with these guys, and I decided I'm going to get in the Super Duty. So I get in the Super Duty. Again, it's not a brand preference with me. They told me to get in the Super Duty. I didn't get to choose. All these trucks had toolboxes on the back. One had a better built, one had a plastic box. I believe the Chevy had the plastic box. The F-150 had a better built, and the Dodge Ram had a tractor supply toolbox. So they were actually going out on a job site. Now, the Chevy, again, I'm trying not to be biased, because this is actually what happened, and why it, honest to goodness, does not matter which truck that you have on the job site. Its battery ran out. Nothing major mechanical happened. It was electrical failure. The battery, the fuse had blown, the battery had short, and the Super Duty or the Ram, I can't remember which one it was, had to jump him off. Well, the Ram, a couple blocks later, had the same failure, and I think the Ford did also at one point. So, honestly, when you're a tradesman and when you're out there working on the field, you really don't give a crap what you're driving. You may be a diehard Ford guy. You may be a diehard Chevy guy. You may be a diehard Honda guy. You may be a diehard Ford guy, or Dodge guy, or GMC guy, or even a Honda guy. Maybe you're a Mazda guy. At the end of the day, guys, it really doesn't freaking matter, because you're out there, you're in the truck, when you're on a job site, You're not there doing a popularity contest. These guys, they put aside their differences and they got their trucks fixed and repaired and back out on the road. Now, I see this argument all the time in tradesmen work. And guys, it's gotta stop. The Ford, Chevy, Dodge argument, it's gotta stop. And now they're coming out with a Jeep Gladiator. You know what? In all truth, that thing's gonna be the one that kicks all of them in the butt because Jeep is a very good brand. Off-road capable, I guess. But I want to step away for a minute and talk about a car other than a Ford, a Chevy, a Dodge. Did you know that there are also Nissan Titans and Frontiers out on job sites? There are also Mazda B3000s out on job sites. Yes, I know that's a rebatch Ranger. I don't give a crap. When you're out in 100 and something degree weather and your air conditioner fails and your buddy's truck has an air conditioner that works and you're sweltering and you're on break and you're out in the sun and you're sweating like a stuck pig, you don't care what car you're getting in. This has been a thorn in my side for years. Looking at the tradesman market, where people will go out and they'll start bashing other people's trucks, telling about how bad it sucks, and guys, it's not worth it. It's not working. It's a bad idea. If it's got your tools in the back, if it's hauling your wood, if it's doing whatever, if it's, if it's hauling your equipment, if it's pulling your trailer, if it's making you money, who cares? Honestly, as a tool reviewer and as a guy who does tradesman work very similar to what most tradesmen do, I don't really give a crap anymore. I used to. Now I don't care. You put me behind the wheel of a Ford, a Chevy, Dodge, I don't care. I'm going to drive it to the job site. This is my serious voice, by the way. I'm not sick. It's a unwinnable argument, first of all. Second of all, people in tradesmen work, their bosses really don't give a crap what they like to drive. They're going to stick them in that car and they're going to drive it. They don't care. They don't care. You can be a Chevy guy, he'll put you in a Ford. They don't care. You can be a Dodge guy, he'll put you in a Chevy. He doesn't care. He can put you in a Ford if you're a Dodge guy. He doesn't care. A Nissan guy, he'll put you in a Ford. He doesn't care. It's about as ridiculous as the argument of which toolbox for a truck bed is better. Is it better built? Is it Tractor Supply? Is it Home Depot? Is it Lowe's? Is it steel? Is it this? Is it that? It's sheet metal. Guys, it's a aluminum head block engine and a sheet metal body and a drivetrain, a drive shaft, and a transmission. Oh yeah, and it happens to be the thing that's making you money. Hauling your wood, hauling your concrete, hauling your whatever. I don't see anyone arguing about Mack trucks, which is really weird because they get terrible gas mileage. But they're making people money. You know, the job site would be a much better place if people would put aside their petty differences of which car they like better. Me personally, if you really want to know my dream truck, I like the Nissan Titan myself. Or the Nissan Frontier, the Frontier. With the V6 motor in it. Crew cab. Those things are sick. The Ford Ranger's a good one too. You know, the Chevy Silverado, it's good. Dodge Ram, all of them are going to have their problems, but they're good. They're tradesman vehicles, for crying out loud. They got to be reliable. They got to be tough. Here's an idea. When you're working on something, let the car company fight over which car is better. Because as tradesmen, it's not our place. Well, you can say, oh, well, this one doesn't do it for us. Well, then go get the other one, see if it does better. But don't go openly after these car companies when they're supplying you your main tool to get the job done. It doesn't matter what you're doing, really. You could be a concrete layer. You could be a trailer hauler. You could be a high-roll trucker. Yes, that is a thing with a small-sized truck. Super Duty, Ram 1500, Chevy Silverados all do it. They're even equipping the Toyotas and the Nissans to do it now. And you know they're going to do it for the Jeep Gladiator. That I can't wait to see. Seriously, guys, the petty argument about which job site truck is better needs to stop. Because honestly, when you're out in the dirt and you're out in the mud and you're in a 99-degree temperature summer outside working on whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to leave you guys with this. The buddy that I mentioned earlier went out last summer, and when I say that this really doesn't matter, you come from his situation, and you will walk away amazed with how much that does not matter in certain circumstances. I had a buddy of mine. He traveled all the way to Arizona and Texas for his company, the business he works with and works for. Excuse me. He goes out to Texas, Arkansas, and then his final destination, which I hope nobody ever has to go to in summer, Arizona. Very close to the Mojave Desert. He had guys out there with a Chevy, Ford, Dodge work truck. Nissan and Toyota was there too. One of their trucks failed. They got it to a shop. They were out in the middle of nowhere. And he was stuck. 113 degrees outside. They reported he was dehydrated when they got him. They got him some water, but he was still dehydrated. Now, I'm not going to tell you which truck towed it back because, honestly, in the situation and circumstance of how bad the situation was, honestly, it didn't matter. Guys, it does not freaking matter what truck you have on the job site. In reality, the fanboy ship leaves when the job gets going. It leaves. You could be like that guy that my friend's coworker, sitting out in the Arizona sun, frying to death because his car won't start. Doesn't matter what make it was, doesn't matter what model it was. It mattered that he was getting dehydrated and his car wouldn't start. So they had to take the truck back, or the truck wouldn't start. So they had to take it back to the city, have it fixed. Here's a reality for everybody. You're driving a piece of sheet metal with an engine, transmission, I don't care, and tools, and a toolbox. Kind of hard to get the job done when you're having fights over which car or truck on the job site is better, and when one goes out and fails, the people think it's funny because it's not. That's money, and in some cases, that's your lives out on the line. I'm getting so sick of people doing that. Making fun of people's cars. It needs to stop. Because tradesmen, we don't care. As far as we're concerned, we're out on the job site. We're there to get a job done. And quite frankly, we don't care whose car is better. Because ultimately, any one of them could fail under those circumstances. So why did I make this video? Well, people like to make fun of this stuff all the time. There are people probably who are going to make fun of it in the comment section. But just remember, you probably have a friend of yours that is in the tradesman business. And they're relying on their Super Duty, their F-150, their Silverado, their Colorado, their Ram, or their 1500s on their work. And when it goes out, it ain't funny anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a hard topic, but I hear this all the time on different channels. And ultimately, as I said before, and I'll say it again, it really doesn't matter which car is better. Summertime is coming. Dangerous time of year for tradesmen. They're in the dirt, they're in the mud. Some of them are out in the middle of nowhere. They gotta trust their trucks. Send good vibes and prayers if you pray to those people. Because guess what? They're building maybe your future house. Maybe your future city. They're repairing maybe your plumbing system. Maybe your sewage system. So that you don't have to get stuck in that situation. Just remember these things, guys. And like I said, when it's go time, tradesmen don't care. And when something breaks down, it ain't funny. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a comment down below. If you didn't like this video, please leave a comment of why you didn't. Truth be told, these are the men and women that go out in these trucks day by day. Their thought on their mind is not, oh, this truck is good, or oh, it sucks. No, their thought on their mind is, I've got a job, and I'm here to get the job done. I need the tools that I need. And if it should fail, hopefully the other people will be willing to help. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.